You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't KIEQ on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't KIEQ on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't KIEQ on the mic.
This position group for the Chicago Bears is about to reach the next level. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of KIEQ on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Bears fans, make sure you also do me a huge favor by also hitting the like button on today's episode of KIEQ on the Mic. As always, Bears fans, I hope you guys are all doing well, and I hope you guys are staying cool where you guys are at. I know right now in Sacramento, California, we are dealing with 113-degree weather. That is one of the downsides of living in California. We often go through these massive heat waves, so hopefully you guys are staying cool for the upcoming 4th of July holiday. I know I'm trying to do the same, but I hope everyone is doing well. And once again, thank you guys so much for joining me for another episode right here on the podcast. So Bears fans, we have a really encouraging update in regard to the Chicago Bears offensive line. And it's not really an update, it's just more of Pro Football Focus going around and ranking these different position groups for the National Football League, for these different NFL teams. And they recently did a ranking for the different offensive lines for the National Football League. And they actually have the Chicago Bears ranked as the 11th best offensive line in the National Football League going into this new NFL season. And to me, for much like you guys, this could very well be a shock because this has been a weak point for the Chicago Bears organization for the last couple of years. I know that Ryan Poles has done some massive work in trying to upgrade this unit on the Chicago Bears roster. But Pro Football Focus thinks that the Chicago Bears offensive line is definitely right there. They're definitely upgraded, and they think they're going to be a very good unit heading into the new NFL season. They actually had this to say about the Chicago Bears offensive line. They said the Bears offensive line, as it got healthy, was one of the top units in the NFL toward the second half of the 2023 season. Center Ryan Bates is expected to complete the unit and bring it to the next level. They also add in Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright. Chicago has a promising young offensive tackle duo, and Tevin Jenkins has performed extremely well since moving to guard, earning a 70-plus PFF overall grade in 2022 and 2023. First and foremost, Bears fans, you absolutely love to see this. I know that sometimes you can PFF is not always the most accurate thing to look at, but I think it's great to see that they are giving the Chicago Bears offensive line kudos. Once again, this has been a group that has been trending upwards since really the addition of Darnell Wright, right when Ryan Poles came in and took over as the GM of the Chicago Bears, knowing that he also used to be an offensive lineman, not only in college, but also the National Football League for our Chicago Bears. He understood that this offensive line needed some massive upgrades. So what does he do? With the 10th overall pick, he goes out and gets Darnell Wright out of Tennessee. And as a rookie, Darnell Wright was absolutely lights out. He was able to lock down guys like Max Crosby with one arm. So obviously Darnell Wright had a really good rookie season. There's a lot of anticipation and excitement for Darnell Wright going into year 2 as well. But things really started trending upwards with that pick of Darnell Wright. PFF also mentioned adding guys like Ryan Bates. They're also forgetting that we have a guy like Coleman Shelton as well. Obviously, those guys are going to be battling out for the center position. I think any of those guys in Bates or Coleman Shelton will be an upgrade over guys like Sam Mustipher or Lucas Patrick. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what goes on with the center position. And then when you look at the right guard position as well, we're hoping Nate Davis can hopefully take that next step and actually be worth the contract that Ryan Poles gave him last offseason with that 3-year, $30 million contract that brought him from the Tennessee Titans over to the Chicago Bears. But if that doesn't work out, you also have Ryan Bates and the ability of his versatility to be able to go to that right guard position. They also mentioned the young duo of the offensive tackles that we have on this offensive line with Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright. I know we have talked about Braxton Jones before. I feel like he is a solid option, and if he can actually improve against the bull rushes from opposing NFL edge rushers and just get a little bit stronger, I think that is an absolute steal, because you have to remember that we got Braxton Jones in day 3 of the NFL draft a couple of NFL drafts ago. And then I think the secret to the Chicago Bears offensive line really taking the next level is looking at a guy like Tevin Jenkins. Tevin Jenkins has dealt with injuries over the last couple of years. Sometimes he doesn't stay healthy, and then sometimes when he is in the game, he struggles in pass protection. I know he is excellent against the run, but the Chicago Bears are really hoping Tevin Jenkins can be available, hoping that he can continue that upward direction when he is in the game, and turning into an all-pro guard. I know ever since he's made that switch to playing guard in the National Football League, he has been lights out and he is improving. The big thing about Tevin Jenkins is his availability. I know that he went to the Chicago Bears and asked about his future, and right now it's not looking great. I think Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears want to see the availability from Tevin Jenkins. They want to see him take that next step as a guard in the National Football League and hopefully make a Pro Bowl, hopefully be an all-pro guard in the National Football League, which we all know that Tevin Jenkins has that capability. But I feel like when I look at the Chicago Bears offensive line, Tevin Jenkins is, to me, is the guy that can really take this unit to the next level, because Tevin Jenkins is also very versatile. He started off at tackle. He can play the guard as well. So you can move him along the offensive line, and he can play well at any position you put him. Left guard, right tackle. He is there. He's available to play any position you want along the Chicago Bears offensive line. But once again, you absolutely love to see that PFF has the Chicago Bears offensive line ranked the 11th best offensive line in the National Football League, because once again, a couple of years ago, that wasn't the case. This was a weak point for the Chicago Bears football team, but Ryan Poles has done an excellent job of coming in here and really transforming this offensive line. And obviously, it's really good news for not only the Chicago Bears offense, but for a guy like Caleb Williams, because we want Caleb Williams to not only be successful in his rookie season in Chicago, but successful overall in Chicago. We want to make sure that our offensive line is able to keep him upright. Obviously, when you look at Justin Fields' era in Chicago, the offensive line wasn't very good. There was constant pressure in his face, especially up the middle. So it's really good that Ryan Poles went out and really tried to address the center position with either Ryan Bates or Coleman Shelton. Once again, you also have Darnell Wright at right tackle, where high expectations for him. Really excited about him. The right guard situation is still a little bit cloudy. It's either going to be between Nate Davis or Ryan Bates. I think Ryan Bates may win that battle at right guard. And of course, you look at Tevin Jenkins and at Braxton Jones on the left side offensive line. Overall, I think when it's said and done, the Chicago Bears will have their best five out there. And I think I definitely agree with PFF that this Chicago Bears offensive line is definitely up and coming. They're definitely trending upwards. But at the end of the day, we would have to wait and see until the regular season to see if what Ryan Poles actually built over the couple of years finally comes together and they can be one of the best offensive lines in the National Football League. So overall, Bears fans, I just wanted to come on here really quick and share what I saw from PFF. Once again, I think it is really kudos to Ryan Poles, what he's able to build over the last couple of years on this offensive line. Once again, being one of the worst units in the NFL a couple of years ago, but it seems that this offensive line is finally trending upwards. So overall, Bears fans, before I let you guys go, let me ask you guys this. Do you guys agree with PFF? Do you think the Chicago Bears are the 11th best offensive line in the National Football League? Do you think they should be higher? Or do you think it should be lower? Let me know down below in the comment section. But as always, Bears fans, make sure you continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of KIEQ on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, be back for an all-new Bears podcast right here on KIEQ on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You've been listening to KIEQ on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.